Hi there, this is Lori Marini of Lori Marini Coaching. And if you really want to learn how to level up your life, you should be listening to the Time to Shine Today podcast with my great friend, Scott Ferguson. Let's level up.
Hey, Time to Shine Today podcast Varsity Squad. It is Scott Ferguson. Really quick intro, a 2.0 interview with my awesome sauce coach, Lori Marini. And again, my awesome sauce coach, because when I was going through extra coaching certifications, she's the one that taught it, picked up some awesome steps from Lori to help me level up my game with my clients. She is a two-time breast cancer survivor. She's grown through each one of them. We talk a lot about that, about growing out and really just picking up new steps to help people. This is one where you want to bring your notebook, maybe even a tissue or two, as we kind of go through her story and how she was so relentless. She's the most relentless female that I know in person. Okay, so without further ado, here's my really good friend, rock star coach, teacher, just awesome human being, Lori Marini. Let's level up. Hey, Time to Shine Today podcast, Varsity Squad. Welcome back to another powerful edition of Time to Shine Today podcast. I'm your host, Coach Fergie, blessed to be your gap coach, specializing in performance mental conditioning, working with business leaders, entrepreneurs, entertainers, athletes, C-suite, and students to help them bridge their success gap to live a life of options and not obligations. On this platform, we are stoked to bring you high performers who are not just chasing and attaining success, but redefining it through providing above and beyond service. And today's squad, I have a 2.0 interview with one of my bestie coaches, bestie for the resty coaches on planet Earth. We're leveling up with my good friend and powerhouse of resilience and inspiration, Lori Marini. And she's not only a master coach and a sought-after international speaker, she's a two-time breast cancer conqueror who turned her own battles into a mission to help women step boldly into their champion era. As an author and educator since 2000, Lori has lit up stages and guided countless women to break free from limitations with her unstoppable blend of wisdom, strategy, and heart. She's living proof that adversity can fuel greatness, and she's here to show us how to rise with courage, confidence, and clarity. And also, full disclosure, part of my coaching certification came from this woman right here that I'm about to bring on. So I myself respect her immensely, but none of my clients better not leave me for her. I'm just kidding. If she works better for you, you go to her. So get ready, Varsity Squad. Here's Lori. Lori, thank you so much for coming back on. Please introduce yourself to the Time to Shine Today podcast, Varsity Squad. But first, what is a superpower that you have that none of us really know about until now?
Ooh, hi, everybody. I love this question. So my superpower, to be honest, is I am able to feel people's energy and know exactly what they're thinking, how they're feeling, and where they're limited.
I love that. And I love it. But when you say that, you're not judge because you've kind of like we've had a mini session with me. You're not judgmental with saying, "Oh, I know this shit." You know, you know what I'm saying? You're not like, "I know this about you." Like you listen with your neck. You're really leaning in and picking up on that energy, right? So you're not going in and saying, "I already gonna know your energy," right?
No, absolutely not. So I meet people where they're at,
Mhm.
right? And
Love that.
I
Yes.
have this ability to just feel where they're stuck, where they're thriving, where they're super confident, and then also like where they're not showing up fully for themselves.
Wow. Yeah, that's so by doing that, are you doing it kind of through kind of a discovery conversation at first, or do they fill out something before they talk to you, or like how do you really kind of get to the bones of it before that kind of like diving into coaching, for lack of a better term?
Honestly, so I'll give you an example. This weekend, I was in a master class, like a mastermind group of women. I had never met any of them in person before. I never really spoke to half of them. And I was
Mhm.
able to just be with them. And like the second that they entered my energy field, and I know I'm going to sound a little woo woo,
No,
but
no, bring
right,
it.
like
Yeah,
when they stepped into my energy field, I can actually feel their energy
right,
and where they're not playing full out. So
right.
it was awesome because I was able to then ask questions around how they were feeling, where are they stuck? And by the time we had like 5 minutes, maybe 10,
Mm.
they kind of were looking at me like, what did you just do to me? And honestly, it's just me tapping into what they're thinking and what they're feeling.
And it comes with your superpower curiosity, right?
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
You're asking, you're setting the stage of a safe place for them to unload, because that's what a lot of what people come to us for, right? There's certain things that we can help them out because we're not telling them what to do as coaches. Or feeling their energy. And Squad, if you're kind of foo-foo about what she said with the energy, I got to tell you, like, if you like, how do we listen to the radio? How are you listening to this wirelessly, right? How is it that you can sit in a room with a chandelier and hit a key on a piano and the chandelier moves? It's energy, right, Lori? It's like it's there, and you read that better than a lot of people. And that's what I really, really respect about you. Like, you'll hear something, and they might not even say they're having a bad day, but you can kind of actually read it because of your curiosity and you're leaning in. So I really thank you for being that person. So you've beaten breast cancer, not once, but twice, right? And I remember I was texting you pretty much monthly, checking in on you, being like, Marini, how you doing? And stuff like that, praying for you like crazy. But like most people would crumble under that weight, right? So what's the hardest truth about resilience that no one wants to hear, but everyone needs to know?
Mm. Yeah, so the key part for me in this whole journey was that I have worked for the past 25 years outside of being a coach in the pathology oncology field.
Yes.
So for me, one of the biggest things was putting aside what I thought were my beliefs,
Okay.
what I thought were my truths, what I thought was like the end all be all,
Sure.
right? Like for me, it was my education, like
Right.
everything I've seen in the hospital,
Right.
and stepping beyond that into my own truth, into
Sure.
my tapping into my intuition, knowing that maybe there was a different way, and then just standing in that belief. So a lot of times we kind of just go through life being like, no, this is true. And it sometimes will sabotage us because we're not open to something else.
Yes. And I love that you say that, because a lot of people will be like, especially me, because I act like a 12-year-old most of the time. Just ask Susan and a lot of my friends, because I like to joke and I don't take life too seriously. We're not making it out alive, right? So it's just me. But a lot of people will be like, Fergie, grow up. And like, I started looking at that. I'm like, why don't I just grow out? Right. And that's what I'm hearing you did, because you were locked into the oncology. You're locked into this, right? But then you start growing out. And unfortunately and fortunately, you had to live it to grow out, right? So, what is like, there's something that switch that changed. When was that exactly? That where you're like, okay, dude, there's got to be different ways, not a better way, because oncology is needed, right? I mean, I'm sorry, I've had my share stint in there. I don't talk about it, but I've battled it and I won. Okay, so but like, what was that flip? Like that switch?
So when it first happened to me, the first time I found out that I had breast cancer on a baseline mammogram.
Mhm.
So I was like, you know what? It's a surprise. There's nothing that I could have done. The second time, I knew then that that was all me. I
Okay.
didn't make enough changes in order for it not to come back, right? Because I did all the things. I
Wow.
went super aggressive with what my doctors were telling me, with surgery, with the drugs, all of that. But clearly, there was still something in my life that had me show up again in this position.
Right.
So when I recognize that, I'm like, okay, this time it's on me. What have I not done? And
Hmm.
after I did a lot of soul searching and I went really deep, I recognized that I wasn't choosing me. I didn't trust myself. I didn't feel that I was worthy. I didn't I didn't love myself as much as I needed to. And so because of that, even though like I got to tell you, this isn't boastful, but like on paper, my life was pretty awesome,
Dude, it
right?
was. And that's where it's like, look, you didn't choose this for yourself, but Lori, dude, like again, you taught me. Okay. So like, what the hell is like going on here? Like, what, like, seriously, like what, like you, the humility that you're sharing right now, thank you for one. But like, did you feel less than?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was like I was a people pleaser.
Right.
I over delivered. I always put other people first. I didn't really listen to my intuition. And now here I am in this spot where on the drug that I helped validate at a cancer center in Boston, I knew the stats. And
Mhm.
so for me, that meant 4 years. I wouldn't make it to 50.
Okay.
And so I was like, all right, I could either stay on this track, keep going where I'm going, or I could look for something different.
Okay.
So I dug my heels in. I did a whole bunch of research. And then I realized that I'm like, okay, I've been this whole conventional route, but now it's time to choose me, do something that most people won't agree to,
Sure.
and start looking into that holistic realm and doing all this woo woo stuff that I had no idea what it was, and
Right.
just step into it like
Right.
powerfully,
Sure.
and hopefully that like this is it. This is going
Right.
to be the difference. And as I was going through this process, it was supposed to be 12 weeks,
Okay.
5 days, 8 hours a day. And for me, my body was like, no way, you're not
Right.
doing it.
Sure.
And it took me 8 months. And I think at this point, I'm probably at about $200,000. The
Hmm.
money isn't it, but it's like, it took something, it really took an investment and it took a commitment for
Sure.
me to go through it.
Right.
And ultimately, what I realized is as I'm trying to heal myself, this whole people pleasing, like, I can't let them down. I have to be there for them. I have to do all the things,
Right.
was just right in my face. And I could no longer deny it.
Mm. Right. And the support staff, obviously your hubby and stuff like that. Like how were they? Were like, you need to slow your roll and make it about you. Like, was there people out there saying that? And I know, I don't know you, but I know that you still want to pour into people. So it made it hard for you. How about the loved ones? How were they on the kind of the second trip around the C word? You know what I'm saying? Like, how were they
Ooh.
in that time?
I think everybody was a little bit shocked because they saw me as healthy. Like, it wasn't until I went through this whole 8 month process that people saw me not looking my best,
Right.
not feeling my
Yeah.
best. Like I was a wreck, I'll be
Yeah.
honest with you.
Yeah.
So it got people really worried.
Sure.
And at that time, you recognize how people are going to either show up or they're going to kind of like move away. And there were some people that really leaned in, and I have to give it to my husband who worked 60 hours a week and then came home and took care of me,
Yeah.
and I was taking care of my mom and myself because my dad had just passed.
Yep.
So
That's
it
right.
was,
Jeez. That's
we
right.
just had a
Yeah.
lot at once. We
Yeah.
had just moved, like I moved my parents, I was selling their house, like
Right.
everything. Life has a funny way of doing that where you're like,
Does.
okay, let's just pile it on. And I know that I could not have made it through without him and him being like, stay the course, keep
Yeah.
like, it's going to get better. You're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it was really rough. It was
Well,
really rough.
yeah, I could like, yeah, and I'm blessed that you did some posts for us to follow along a little bit. But what I did respect about it wasn't like, oh, pray for me out of all this or go fund me. It was like, dude, this is it. This is how I'm doing it. When you put out a brave face, but I could also, again, I have ability to read people, especially with coaching and stuff. And I'm like, she's full of shit, dude. She feels like she feels terrible. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's there, and but I commend you in your humility,
Yeah.
and then big shout out to the man in your life for being there because we need the tribe, right? And speaking of tribes, okay, so you talk about women stepping into their champion era, which I love that. Okay,
Mhm.
but what's the number one limiting belief that you see holding people back or the women back, and how do you call them out on it so that when they don't even realize they're stuck? Like what how do you call them out when they're not leaning into their champion era?
I just did this weekend and they didn't ask me to, but I just felt called to. And there was a woman there. She was absolutely beautiful. She's a rock star at her job, absolutely like powerhouse. And I called her out on it because I could see that she wasn't really standing in her power when it comes to her as a being,
Sure.
right? Like we need to think about it two ways. It's the things that we do, and
Mhm.
then it's also who we are. So we're really great at implementing what we do,
Right.
but sometimes we limit ourselves because we don't believe that we're worthy or that
Yes.
we can.
Right. And
And
there's an
so,
imposter syndrome behind it in
yeah,
a sense, right? Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Keep going. I cut you off. Go ahead.
No, it's all good. So when people aren't seeing the results that they want, right? Like
Sure.
you don't have that relationship. Maybe you don't have that health that you want. Or maybe you're the way that your boss treats you or how you interact with your coworkers. That doesn't come from doing, it comes from being.
Mm, I love that. Unpack that a little bit more. Being what?
About like we often think, and it's just, I loved how you said it. You knew that I just felt like crap.
Mhm.
Even though I would show up trying to look as good as I could, I
Yeah.
knew my hair was falling out, all the things, but like I just felt awful.
Hmm.
You knew I felt awful, but I wasn't telling you that.
Right. Right. Gotcha. I mean,
And that's what I mean.
it took about the fifth month that I texted you because I pretty much did. I have it on check on Marini, right? You know what I'm
I
saying in
loved
my
it.
thing, right? And finally, you're like, Fergie, it's hard. I'm like, thank you. You are like, I know you're Superwoman, but like you're there, and I think that you came out, from my opinion, observing from the outside and watching your stuff now, that you came out, I'm not going to say a better person, but a person that's grown out, right?
Yeah.
You've grown, you've blossomed in different ways. So now you can help more people with it, right?
Yes. And I have before 1000%. And I want to just tell you that exactly how you handled it, like you reaching out to me when there was no obligation and nor no
Yeah.
expectation for me, made me feel so supported that
Yeah.
every time you reached out and I saw your name there, not only did I smile, but I actually cried because I knew you actually cared.
Yeah, I do. I give a shit. You know what I'm saying?
Do you
It's
know what
just
I
like I
mean?
do. Yeah. Yeah. And
So
there's
when
that people that are in your life, a reason season or a lifetime. I feel that you're kind of like a reason for me in life, right? There's
Mm,
certain things because you did help. You dropped knowledge nuggets when I was leveling up my coaching business, and you were there. There's reasons. And then again, the tribe, your vibe attracts your tribe. It's like we have strong tribes because of how we put ourselves out to the world and we actually care. So you've stood on stages kind of worldwide, coached countless women to break free, but what's the one battle you're still fighting behind the scenes, if you don't mind sharing, right? That keeps you human even as you lead.
for myself? Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah. So one of the big things that happened to me this weekend that, so I'll be honest, I'm still, I feel that everybody always evolves. Like we're always out to get our next best. Like
Yes.
we're always out to level up,
Yes. Yes.
right?
Yes.
Like I'm forever a student
Right.
for myself and in my life. And one of the things that I knew was holding me back was my own self-belief, right? Like I do the things and I do them scared.
Sure. Yes.
And so then I grow just a little bit more after I do that. However, one of the things that I'm really working on, to be honest with you, is that I can be the person that holds other people's feet to the fire.
Yes. Yes. Love
As
that.
a people pleaser, it's really hard for
Right.
me to be like, do it. Do you know
Right.
what I
Yeah. Yeah.
mean?
I think you've leaned into that more, lack of a better saying or term, like tougher side, like the tough
Yeah.
love side. But it's needed, and it's part of your growing out with that. And like I get the imposter syndrome stuff, right? Like once I used to attach my abilities to my confidence, right? Okay, but then I started getting on stages. And I'm like, everybody in here can spank me with their wallet because I was speaking at like millionaire conventions, blah, 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 right? And I'm like, and dude, like, why, who am I to be here? Right. Like, but then a good friend of mine, Alan, who speaks, I've learned so much from him. And he's like, Fergie, what are you here for? Because I'm about to throw up in the back. Right. And he's like, and I'm like, to help one person walk away with something. If it's one person, he goes, dude, more people than that are going to walk away, but that's your intention. Set your intention to your confidence instead of your abilities. So once I started setting my intention to my confidence, it's like, I can do anything, right? Because my intention is to do this. And I feel that your confidence has grown since the last time that I've met you or kind of conversed with you because of your intention, a little bit more intentional now about
Mhm.
what you're pouring out. Am I
Yeah.
seeing it correctly, reading it correctly?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And I really believe that as we grow, we will step into our power more. And that's why, like, for me, I'm so passionate about this work because
Yes.
I can see what people can be if they just got out of their own way.
Love it. Let me ask you, during this time, because I work a lot of, especially my professional athletes, I'm blessed to coach, but even business owners, did you develop an alter ego for yourself?
I have.
Okay. Can you tell me about her or it or
Ooh, yeah. One of the exercises that we do, one of the exercises that I do is I really believe that there's the feminine energy and the masculine energy.
sure?
And I have given a persona to each of those
Okay.
because when I need to like go into my masculine power of like getting stuff done and like being bold and like doing,
Sure.
then I literally will visualize what this person looks like, what that energy feels like, and then it pushes me into that energy. And
Oh,
when I need to step into my feminine side, which is more about connection, love, like
sure.
fostering,
Yeah.
then I have her too.
Right. Love that. I love it. Like I have an alter ego. His name's Philo. It was my call sign in the military
Yeah.
because nothing bugged him. Nothing got to him. Fearless. I mean, he was scared, but he was fearless. I mean, he just still just pushed forward and through it. And because I have a joking question that I ask. Deion Sanders, one of the best football players to ever play the game, right? And I ask my clients, I'm like, how many plays or downs of football do you think Deion's actually played in his life? And they'll be like, oh, 100 and some games or 200 some games, time this many plays. They'll come up with like 3,000 plays, 4,000 plays. And I'm like, how about zero? And like, no way, that's impossible. But when he was on the field, he was prime time. He developed this person that helped him play at that ability, and he was prime time on the field.
Right.
Just like Wayne Gretzky had one, Michael Jordan had one. They had Kobe Bryant was the Black Mamba. It was like those people like that's and
Yeah.
so really developing those alter egos to like get through the day to really perform, and that's where that's something that helped out a lot. I was really curious about if you had developed one to be like, dude, this is not going to kill me. Like, this is like somebody that can't kill her. I just was curious. So I'm glad to hear that you do have one and
Mhm,
they can go both ways to the masculine and feminine.
mhm.
I love it.
And also I have the one I have it sounds really I also have one for when I'm not being my best.
Okay.
Her name is Matilda, and
Okay.
whenever I'm, like, really negative or I'm being just really awful, like, say, like, that's I try to be the best person ever, but my husband, like, you spend a lot of time together, sometimes she
Yeah.
comes out,
Sure.
she's a little snarky, right? And
Hmm.
so I'm like, "Oh, that's just Matilda."
Yeah. Yeah. It's okay. And that's okay. And then you probably have somebody that kind of calms Matilda out down too.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so let me ask you this. Now you've went through this, the cancer. I'm just going to say it out loud. Cancer twice now, defeated it, kicked its butt. And like, so you're moving forward, you're still leveling up to people in groups and Zooms and one-on-ones and stuff like that. But how does Lori want her dash remembered now? That little line in between your incarnation date and your expiration date, your life date and death date. Hopefully now we know it's way down the road, but how do you want that little dash remembered?
I want people to remember me to being, like, unstoppable. Right?
Okay.
Like, no matter what came my way, I was able to overcome it
Yeah.
and just really live full out. I stand in the why not. So
Love it. Yeah.
case in point, we're currently renting in Tampa.
Okay.
Our rent was due August 31st. Hurricane season is upon us. Summer is here. It's
Right.
really hot. We bought a Vermont ski house, gosh, probably 7 years ago.
Hmm.
And it sits empty when nobody's here and it's
Yeah.
not winter.
Right.
So we're like, why are we not there? And we're
Yeah.
like, okay, we can't do all of this. So I looked at my husband and I'm like, let's throw everything in storage and let's just go spend our time and enjoy ourselves. Like,
Yeah.
why are we doing that? So that's exactly what we did. We have to go back next week to just finish getting everything out.
Sure.
And I'm not going to worry about where we're going to end up
Yes.
right? When the time comes, I'll worry about it. But
100%.
like,
Oh my
we live
gosh.
in the
Keep going.
now.
Yeah. Yeah. And that to me is a true definition of success, right? Living a life of options and not obligations. I mean,
Yeah.
you lean into the options knowing that, hey, we can do this. We're blessed to have did this 7 years ago. We have a place to go with this. Don't have
Mhm,
to pay rent. It's a beautiful time of the year. It's like,
mhm.
dude, you can do this, right? And that's that in squat. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the dollar in your bank account, which it can if it means that to you. But like success is again doing stuff you want, to do and not only what you have to. Of course, we're all gonna have bills. We're all gonna have everything that's out there. And Lori, I've asked you a few of these questions before, but again, a lot has happened in the past 4 or 5 years. If you want to catch our old interview, Squad, is back in 183, episode 183, 4.5 years ago. But again, the rules are you have 5 seconds to answer each one of them. They can all be answered that way, but no why it's that or no explanations. Okay? Ready to
Okay.
level up? All
Yep.
right, here we go. So, Lori, what is the best leveling up advice you've ever received?
Just do it.
Love it. Such a neutral statement. It's beautiful. Such awesome. So, share one of your personal habits that contributes to your success.
Journaling.
Yes. Who's one woman, past or present, you'd love to sit down with for an hour?
Oh, the founder of Spanx, and her name is
Dude, it's Jesse Itzler's wife, and I can't
yeah.
think of her name.
I talk about her daily too. This is insane.
Hold on. Hold on. I got it. It's Sarah Blakely.
Yeah, that's
It
it.
was totally drawn to blank. And I met her because like I went to Jared Itzler's kind of like man weekend and like she showed up. I'm like, wow, that was pretty cool. Can't believe it. Okay. How about like your most commonly used emoji when you text?
A smiley face.
Yes. Nicknames growing up.
Lulu.
Lulu. Gotcha. So chess, checkers, or Monopoly?
Chess.
Love it. Headline for your life.
Be unstoppable.
That's right. Relentless, baby. That's my word for you is relentless. I love it. Go to ice cream flavor.
Vanilla.
All right. There's a sandwich called the Lulu Marini. Build that sandwich for me. What are we eating?
Oh my God. Oh, I'm so hungry. You know what? It is really good Italian bread from
Okay.
like New England, that crunchy crust and
Ah,
that
there you go.
soft middle. And you have a chicken cutlet in there. You have a
Nice.
little bit of cheese, a
All
little
right.
bit of sauce,
All right.
but it's got to be spicy. So you're going to put some spiciness on there too.
Nice. Nice.
Or, and if you don't like that, if you don't like that combination, then it's going to be the same bread, because you have to have that same bread
Sure.
with some really spicy mayo. No, not mayo, mustard, spicy mustard.
Sure.
And you're going to do all the Italian cold cuts, a
Love
little
it.
piece of provolone,
Yeah.
some tomato, some lettuce, and then some hot pepper relish.
Love it. I love it. And your last name does end in a vowel. So I figured the Italian, right? I love it. Good. Let's see. Favorite charity and or organization you like to give your time and or money to?
Oh, I'm all about the puppies. So whatever is associated with
That's
animals,
awesome.
I give it.
Love it. You, me too, sis. Awesome. Last question. You can elaborate on this one, but what is the best decade of music? 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s?
Oh, I love them all, but I have to tell you, the 90s grunge right now is calling to me. That's all I've been listening to.
Love it. Love it.
And I feel like everybody just needs to go back and revisit.
Right. Love it. What's funny is that I graduated high school in 1990. And so I grew up with the big hair, don't care 80s era, right? And then I saw the actual invasion from like the grunge and knocking out the hair bands, right? And then also seeing the garage bands come up. So I love that 20 years between 1980 and 2000. It's
Agreed.
such an awesome time, man.
Agreed.
But when I'm listening to a podcast or I'm editing a podcast, because there's a lot of story elements to go, and I put on the 70s. And I'll put on Gordon Lightfoot, I'll put on Neil Diamond, I don't care, the Eagles, like storytellers, right? That you hear from there. I love it. So, my friend, how can we find you, Lori?
Best way to find me is on Instagram. To be
Okay.
honest, I am on there. I'm all over it. So I'm in my DMs. I'm everywhere. So it's just Lori Marini LGS, and that stands for Loving Gypsy Soul. For those
Love
of you
it.
who want to know what that's about.
There she is.
Ah,
Awesome
yes.
sauce. Very cool. Yep. And she also has the other ones and for business wise to be able to get a hold of her. She's also on LinkedIn, and their awesome sauce website is lorimarini.org. So we get there. So also, I know that you said when we were kind of talking off here, you have a little freebie that you kind of give away as well. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So my freebie is called Mastering Your Time.
Okay.
Mastering Your Time is a vibe, and it's 5 shifts that you can do to master your time and
Sure.
also master your energy.
Okay. And where can they find that?
So it's on if you go to my Instagram, there's a link. You could just download it in real time.
Okay.
I'm happy to provide that too.
Gotcha. This
Yeah.
is it, Lori Marini. Okay, you got your link tree on there, consultation,
hmm
vitality coach. Beautiful. Love it. And then you do offer one-to-ones, which I know
I
that you
do.
rock at. And then you also have kind of a lower cost membership, maybe more Zoom or kind of like a multiple people, right? Group coaching.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Excellent. Excellent. So the best way probably is to just kind of hit up your link tree on Instagram or go to your
Yep.
website and kind of find out. I love that. And Lori, love, please do me one last favor and leave us
Mhm.
with one last knowledge nugget we can kind of take with us, internalize, and take action on.
Oh, so reinvention isn't failure, it's freedom.
Wow. Did you come up with that?
I did.
Wow, that is strong. I love that. And squad, like one thing I love about always talking to Lori is she's no matter what mood she's in, she's going to bring it, right? And she's relentless, relentless, relentless. But I've also seen the humility and the growth that she's had through the time. Not saying she was cocky before, but I'm just saying that there was a time now, the second go around with cancer, she had to step back and kind of grow a superpower, even more of her curiosity, but start choosing herself a little bit more. Right, to really lean into it, and also to hubby that made kind of probably put his foot down a couple times and said, "Listen, man, you got to look at yourself. I need you in this life, and you got to like lean into yourself." And she wants you out there to get out of your own way. Get out there, do it scared, like she said as well. She's unstoppable. She's relentless. She lives life full out. She does things for the intention, not for the attention. And that's what I love about her. You don't see her like, look at me, I got a Lambo, I'm leaning against it. No, she does well for herself. Yet she actually wants to lean into you and help you out there, squat. And she like she still is planting trees she's never going to sit in the shade of, right? She's out there, she's doing things for others to really help them level up. And lastly is like reinvention is not failure, it's freedom, right? Sometimes you might feel like you're failing, but fail forward. You can get up and keep moving forward, gain that extra yard even if it's not working out for you, because everything is finite, good, bad. Whether it's good, it's finite. It's going to end. Whether it's bad, it's finite. It's going to end. So just when you're going through that time, overlap your happiness. Okay, get out there, have that gratitude. And that's what my good friend Lori does. She levels up her health. She levels up her wealth. She's hungry, yet she's humble. She's absolutely stunning. She's my rock star coach. Love your guts, lady.
I love you too. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, everybody, for listening. It's really an honor to be here.
Hey, chat soon.
Bye.
Hey, thanks so much for listening to this episode of Time to Shine Today, proudly brought to you by Inlet Properties and Investments. If you are a business owner or professional who would like to be interviewed on the Time to Shine Today podcast, please visit timetoshinetoday.com/guest. If you'd like this episode, please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, YouTube Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever you get your podcasts. There's a link in the show notes to our website. Also, there you will see our recommended resources. We hope you will help support our show by supporting them. If you like what you have been listening to, it'd be great if you could give us a 5-star rating and tell your friends how to subscribe while you're at it. I'm your host, Scott Ferguson, and until next time, let's level up. It's your time to shine.